Self-regulation is the ability to keep going. It's the ability to know things are really tough, but if I want it, I really need to work at it, and perhaps I need to give up a couple of things or make a couple of sacrifices in order to ensure I can get it. Self-regulation to me is something that I learned as I got older. And in fact, that's something which develops with our prefrontal cortex, something which is not so mature when we first face this earth, but grows and matures as we get older. And our prefrontal cortex is responsible for our ability to plan, our ability to think about consequence, our ability to think ahead. So when it comes to self-regulation, for me, that relates a little bit to discipline. One of the things that I say to myself when I want to give up is I ask myself, how much do I really want this? And I make the decision based on that. I don't have to keep forcing myself to do something if I don't really want it anymore, or it's not a priority for me anymore. But if it is, I know that it's worth my continuing, worth my perseverance, worth my carry on. So have a look at how self-regulation may permeate through your day-to-day. Perhaps you are going to face something or a problem or a project that tires you, that struggles, that you dislike. So maybe a form of self-regulation will be to think about it and think not it'll go wrong, but what might go right, what might go better than expected, and maybe try to approach it from a different angle. But either way, keep going. Perhaps self-regulation may impact you in the form of a relationship which you struggle with, but one that you don't want to give up on for whatever reasons. So again, maybe focus on it in a way where you think, well, maybe it will be better. Think about the outcome you want, and in thinking about the outcome, find a different way to reach that outcome. Also, think about how self-regulation may get you out of a tight spot, may help you when you're stuck. Sometimes discipline is about saying nothing. Sometimes discipline is about knowing that you can find a different approach. Sometimes discipline is also about knowing the outcome and deciding whether this particular course of action is the most effective method to get to that outcome. Self-regulation can also stop you from overthinking. Something I also do, and I tell my clients to do, is when we're upset, of course, acknowledge the emotion. Maybe allow yourself 24 hours of wallowing, of watching that Netflix binge, of eating ice cream or whatever that guilty pleasure might be. But after that 24 hours, it stops and you find a way to move forward and to move through. Because when we get too caught up in our thoughts, self-regulation can remind us to come out of them. So let's seal today's intention with an affirmation. Today, I will respect the discipline and the achievement possible through being able to regulate my actions, my thoughts, and my focus. Today, I will recognize the discipline and self-regulation in others and look and reflect on how that's got them to where they are, but also how they balance that with a love of life. And today I will praise the ability to be disciplined, to self-regulate, to know how much is just enough when I see it in others, so that I recognize it and verbalize it as a strength of character, and I recognize it for myself and for them too. Thank you, as always, for joining me. I hope that really sets you up for the day. I love intention setting because it means we move through our day consciously and we actually have that focus. Intention makes a huge difference because when we place our focus deliberately, we are more likely to think about that particular thing.